Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, just as I promised last week, I'm currently on the main account and I want to show you the team that I'm using for the sake of farming Tainted Hellraiser on stage 10 hard. Honestly, what I was trying to do, my goal here was trying to see if I can keep the same team that I used before and still farm the same stages. And it kind of seemed like, my usual team with Seer nuking the waves and, with somebody soloing at the end worked, but only up until like stage 3 or stage 4, something like that, of the hard dungeon. As soon as I got higher, it wasn't as easy because the boss just hits too hard. And honestly, I did manage to do it with Ghostborn instead of Elhain here, but it didn't seem that reliable. I didn't change all of my champions gears or something. I just tried to put the same champions and, try and bring somebody else in here for sake of some damage. And I also replaced, for example, normally I had Helmut because he had faster animation. I moved myself a bit. So I had Helmut instead of the Mithrala in here, but then I decided, let me add Mithrala because she can bring some extra protection. And this is the team that I came up with. At the end of the day, this is the team that I came up with, and it seems pretty reliable. It seems pretty reliable and pretty good. Honestly, I'm not sure I really need the Mithrala in this team. Let's see, is this a speed? Ooh, look at this. It's a flat attack, but if it gives me triple roll speed, I'll take it. So the whole idea behind this team is obviously doing the same thing that we're used to for the sake of the dragon, and that is to nuke the waves pretty fast with Seer, then have a reset, which in my case is Renegade, because I don't have a Kaimar, I don't have a Yumeko, so I'm playing with what I have. So I'm resetting the second wave with Renegade, as you notice, then Seer nukes that wave, and then when I get to the boss part, I'm kind of like trioing the boss itself. So let me quickly show you the presets that I'm using on this team and, then a little bit about the builds. And honestly, like I said, I didn't change all of the builds, I did change some, but I'm still going to be working on this. I'm still going to try and find some other stuff. And, I'm recording, this video was recorded a day before. It's going to come out during, the CVC, the Dragon Tournament should be going live now. So yeah, so the way that I did this is I have Mithrala in there opening with the A3 for the sake of some buffs. Then I locked everything else. On the second wave, I just put her to do A1, A2, depending on what happens. I want to have a little bit of, what's it called? Safety feature, just in case we don't nuke the wave. So having this one land with a hex, when they hit us, there's the chance that they get hexed. So we should be pretty fine. Plus, the buffs and debuffs that Mithrala brings are huge. So she's definitely amazing. And you know what? For people that actually try to tackle this type of content, you should be by the point where you should have Mithrala, Lydia, because you know what? The hard dungeons are kind of like end game content. I'm gonna try and test out some more things, using maybe not Lydia, maybe not Mithrala, but honestly, Mithrala, as I've noticed on my free-to-play, you should have Mithrala if you play for like a year and you fight a little bit on the Hydra. Then when I get to the boss part, you might see like, okay, why am I doing this? Well, I noticed that at least for the sake of this team that I'm using myself, I don't need her to do the A2 or the A3, just want to keep doing poisons, Keep doing those poisons, land those poisons, and then kill the boss as we're used to with the poisons. Then Lydia, I didn't have any presets, even though I think for the sake of Lydia, I should just do open with this one and don't use it, but I don't think she's gonna come back to it anyway, so she just does the decrease defense and weaken, obviously for the sake of making it easier for Seer to nuke. And then at the boss part, honestly, I should have this as priority because I kind of want to have the block buffs from Lydia to block the increased attack from the boss. If you can block that, you're mitigating part of the damage, and you kind of want to do that because the boss hits so hard. Like I said, I tried to solo it with, not even with Battle Khazar at the end, I could not solo it. The boss just hits too hard, and it also comes down to the fact that it's not just about the nuking. Before, on the stages 25, 1 to 25 on normal, the boss has 100 speed. So that's why the solo strategies were working, because once you got to the boss, you can, you got a chance to have 2-3 turns before the boss has a turn itself. But right now, the boss runs at 250 speed. So that's a lot. You just go 1-to-1 and you don't heal enough, you don't put enough poisons in there to actually solo it, or at least, with the builds that I had. I'm not sure I can get somebody to solo you, like, I don't know, maybe get into 300 speed, but then you would lose lots of the survivability. So let me continue. Badal Khazar, like, I have nothing. I just locked this on the second wave because I want Badal to have the poisons on the boss. Then Seer, just the usual. Karma Burn the first wave, Karma Burn the second wave, but I wanted to open with this one. In case we do not kill the first wave, you want the rotation to fall in sync properly, because if she doesn't do this, or maybe she, she did too many extra turns and she comes to do this one first, you're not gonna have all the buffs and you're not gonna kill it. And I also do not want her to do the A1s because she can get too many extra turns and again do the karma burn before I have the buffs, decrease defense and all that. So this is why I have it set exactly like this, and it's the same reason why I have the A2 locked on the first wave, okay? That's like, everything has to fall in sync at the right time. And when it comes to her, I didn't change anything. Like you see, I have the accuracy is the same, crit damage the same as I had her before, so she still works. Then on the boss, obviously have her to use Karma Burn, which she maybe does not get a chance. Maybe I should even remove this one in case she gets some A1s and get extra turn, but I don't really get this. She can die the boss. I don't care because I have Mithrala, Lydia and Battle soloing. Then Renegade. Open with A2, don't use the A3 on the first wave because it can throw everything out of tune. Just make her prioritize this when you get to the second wave, and then on the boss part, again, she's gonna die, nothing too special. And then Badal Khazar at the end, like I said, just buffs for the first wave, don't use them on the second one, and on the third wave, she's just gonna keep doing those poisons. So all my team relies on is killing the waves, get to the boss, and then do this. One thing that I did have to change for the sake of this team is my Mithrala build, and honestly, I'm not really happy about this one. I might have to find, I'm gonna keep searching for a different way to have a team without using Mithrala, because a regeneration Mithrala is not as useful for me for the sake of the, for the sake of the arena, because I'm using her a lot in my arena defenses. Like, she's decently fast, pretty tanky in regen, but her accuracy is pretty low, This accuracy plus her lead works for the sake of the Hellraiser boss, and it's also gonna work for the Ice Column. I'm gonna release a video on that one to show you my team for Ice Column, but it does not work for the sake of like Iron Twins anymore. So if I wanted to land the poisons or Hex on Iron Twins or the Brimstone, she doesn't land it anymore. So I still have to tweak it, but this is my initial team, like I said, specifically for the sake of the dragon. Then Lydia, honestly, I put Lydia in the bolster set, my first ever champion on my account on bolster set. I didn't really use that gear set so much, so I went with a bolster. Honestly, this could be a shield set either, as I want a little bit of protection when I get to the boss. So I want to be able to tank a little bit that first hit. And you saw, even with the bolster set on her, the boss still one-shots my Renegade, almost one-shots my Seer, so that tells you how hard that boss hits. Again, I want her to be over 250 speed to go before the boss, and again, the accuracy to land her debuffs. Obviously, she has War Master because she's more PvE. These are the masteries for Mithrala, in case you were wondering. Then when it comes to Badal Khazar, I'm still using my Badal Khazar in a Frenzy plus Immortal, because you know what? In this build, he's gonna be able to still solo the boss on stages, on this stage 10 hard. And at the same time, I can still take him to solo stages 25, with him, like the whole thing, not just like the boss part, but he can still solo the whole Ice Golem 25 or Dragon 25 with 4 full champions. So, I'm trying to be as efficient with this build as possible. But for the sake of stage hard, if you do not have Badal Khazar, you can bring another poison. Like you can bring a Venom Mage, you can bring a Eurogram, you can bring somebody else, but you want them to be really tanky. You want them to be tanky in regeneration, because Badal Khazar is in a frenzy, as he brings his own healing from continuous heal, and he gets his turn meter boosted by this every time he loses HP. So that's why he's in a frenzy. If he doesn't have self-healing mechanics, he will be in regen plus immortal. And another thing that you want to keep in mind is you need around 430, I think 430 to 450 resist to resist the boss. And when it comes to the accuracy, this one's pretty low. I'm surprised I'm landing my poisons. You need around 300 to 350 accuracy. I guess with the lead from Mithrala of 80, that she provides in all battles, this one, it's pretty good enough. Then Seer is in a, obviously, Savage but Cruel with War Master down here, as this is what I'm using for the sake of Fire Knight 25. And then Renegade is in a, again, didn't change her, she's with a Blood Shield for the extra shield for Seer to rip off, and in a shield set, which obviously just, I guess, it doesn't really help as much because you already have a bolster, but it makes that bolster set higher. So if you think about it again, She has a shield set plus the Lydia one, and it's still the boss still kills us when we get that. But yeah, this is like I said, this is gonna be it for the video. I just want to show a little bit of my team. Obviously, as we expected, Tainted Hellraiser is not as difficult, so I'm quite sure, you know, the big brains are gonna come up with some ideas to maybe duo it. Like, I'm gonna test out some stuff myself and see if I cannot find a combination of like 2 champions to actually solo stage 10 hard, so that we can still, you know, farm our food at the same time as we used to do on stages 25. I'm quite sure we're gonna be able to do that. But yeah, thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you do enjoy my content. I'm gonna try and release more, like I said, more of the endgame content as you were used to before I started my free-to-play series. I'm gonna try and combine, you know, videos for the free-to-play and some guides for the sake of, you know, helping people out for the hard dungeons, some more Hydro stuff, some more Clan Boss stuff, and the usual good things. But yeah, thank you all for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.